Hi, welcome to this brand new video. Our topic for this video is going to be child soldiers. It is impossible to accurately calculate the number of children involved in armed conflicts in the world today. According to the UN, there are about 280,000 children serving under government forces or rebel groups, and most child soldiers are aged between 14 to 18 years old. But in some cases, children as young as 7 years old also have been involved in armed conflicts. Most child soldiers are often associated with armed conflicts in the African countries such as Burundi, Sudan, Uganda, and Tanzania, and even Rwanda. And the UN estimates that about 300,000 of child soldiers operate in the African continent. Child soldier is not just an African problem, but it is a universal one, because if you go and check the list where child soldiers operate in the world today, we find countries like Afghanistan, Iraq, and even Pakistan, Colombia have been using child soldiers for many years and for many purposes. The use of children as soldiers is an abusive practice, and it is one of the worst forms of child labor. Many abuses against children have been documented in Angola, Sudan, the Republic of Congo, Tanzania, Uganda, Sierra Leone, Sri Lanka, and even Colombia and Iraq. Child soldiers are mainly used by opposition forces and rebel groups, and in conflicts by government forces as well. Children perform variety of roles when they are under these groups. They perform actually as servants, clears, spies, and they've been also used for other sexual purposes. Technological advances have made child soldiers more commonly used. Lightweight weapons are easy to operate, and so little training is required before children can start fighting. In many conflicts, such as in Sierra Leone, drugs also have been used to dull down children's fear and to actually start do what their commanders says. So in many cases, we can say that children have been treated like adults in the fields. There are many ways that children in war situations can become child soldiers. Some are forcibly abducted. In many areas, children as young as 9 years old are taken from their homes and family to fight. There also have been many cases of mass abduction where children at one time being taken and deployed to conflict zones so that they could take a part in a conflict. In other situations, children are recruited or volunteer to join out of necessity. In many countries where child soldiers exist today, war has already destroyed everything, and people are in very poor economic conditions. So serving in the military may be an economic necessity for some children whose families are struggling to get by. And many children believe that becoming a soldier could give them a better chance at survival. Another factor that motivates children to join is the idea of revenge. Many of those children living in war region may have witnessed incredible violence and brutality against their families and communities, and joining the military could give them a chance to get their revenge back. All children in conflict areas suffer psychological consequences, but none more than child soldiers. Child soldiers, they are forced to leave their homes and families and have witnessed and performed a variety of brutal and violent acts, and they also have denied their childhood. Another large problem is their later moral development, which is greatly affected by what they have experienced. Many child soldiers have a trouble adapting to a more sedate civilian life, and they actually live their entire life fearing from violence from their other rivals. For the physical consequences, child soldiers are forced to endure brutal conditions, hard work, and poor medical care. And the fact that they are young and less able to care for themselves than their adults counterparts makes children more prone to die from starvation or preventable diseases caused by the unhygienic conditions in which they are forced to live. The chance of sustaining serious injuries is also very high, and many child soldiers have emerged from war with missing limbs or other serious wounds, such as bullets and shrapnel that remain embedded in their bodies. The long-term treatment for these injuries can be costly and nearly impossible for people with very limited economic means. That was my video about child soldiers. Thank you for watching.